So, it's been a while. I know what you guys are thinking. Holy shit, he's actually continuing Justice for All. Well, there's gonna be something else a little different with this. As you might have seen a while back ago, I did change the titles of the past videos for Justice for All to a voice slash LP format, and that's because I've just kind of lost the motivation to voice act this game for several reasons, which I won't divulge further right now. But basically, I'm going to be narrating the rest of this game, so just bear with me. But anyway, let's get right back to the game. What? Prosecutor Von Karma? You mean... No. I heard that it's his successor this time. Successor? Manfred Von Karma. He was a really sinister man. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks, all so he could win. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. He had a perfect record for 40 long years. Who knows what sorts of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. And now, his successor. I wonder what kind of person they'll turn out to be. It's no good. Mr. Maya! Hurley! This is one of the reasons why I'm not doing voices, because this child's voice is way too high. You showed up! Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother's watching over the trainees. She said that they have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Oh god, that sounds like hell. Huh? And you came all by yourself? Yep, I snuck out of the manor and followed a map. Don't tell me you walked all the way here. Of course not. I ran. Holy shit. Hardcore. She's fit. I can't... Oh my. If it takes 2 hours by train... Holy shit. Hurley, what about the train? Huh? What's a train? I give up. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who's that? He's Nick's rival. Well, he's also a friend. I still remember him as... Oh, and I'm still shitty at talking. I still remember him as if I had just seen him only yesterday. Every trial was a scorching, fierce battle until the very end. It was always back and forth with them, but when you're rivals for life... Maya! Please don't mention that name ever again. Huh? But why, Nick? I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot you don't know. He's gone. And he's not coming back. What? Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean? Court will commence shortly. Please proceed to the courtroom. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway. Nick? Water. Gotta love it. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. Are the prosecution and the defense ready? Part 2 of why I'm losing the motive to voice act this game. It's another fucking woman. And I'm running out of voices for them. What is with this girl? Mr. Wright, are you finally prepared? Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me? Mr. Phoenix Wright. You must be a little shocked because I'm a woman, correct? Hold on. So this kid is the famed prosecutor von Karma? I am Franziska von Karma, the prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Part 3 of why I didn't want to voice act anymore. She is partly German, and I can't do German accents. Revenge. Revenge? Is this about her father, Manfred von Karma? If it's something of personal nature, I'm sure you can... Yow! I'm talking. Little bitch. If you interrupt again, my whip will do the speaking for me. Kinky. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you. Yow! Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Prosecutor von Karma, your opening statement, please. Those of the von Karma blood have only one fate, and that is perfection. The defendant, Maya Fey, will find no escape from her guilt on my watch. Very well. What is the defense's position? Your Honor, does the defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty? Yes. Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right. I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense? A plea usually reserved for those when a person unintentionally kills in defense of himself. You could very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but... The defense stands by its plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Because to plead justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone. How foolish. If that's how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall now call the first witness. She's just as scary as her father. Well, like father, like daughter, I suppose. Witness, your name and occupation? Yes, sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local printing. Yeah! Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder. Yes, if everyone would please take a look at this map. The channeling chamber has no windows, and the door to it was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit? What the fuck is that? The look of disbelief on the judge's face is... Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke down the door, and they rushed into the room. Ah, that's when they found that the victim was already dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I've ever presided over. Floor plans added to the court record. Now that I look at the court record, I need to look over said evidence in the court record because it's been a while since I last played this. So, how was the victim killed? Yeah, I was about to get to that. Stop wasting my time then. Witness testimony, cause of death. And the direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. And the shot was fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. And this is the victim's autopsy report, sir. Well, how convenient. The court accepts this into evidence. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. Okay. Murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe. Whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. The victim? Now, why would he have...
Objection!
Why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point is that you are missing is whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest that you start. Fingerprints? There were fingerprints? And along with the victims, the defendant's minor face were also on the grip, sir. Well, shit. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. I walked right into her hands right there. Point blank, huh? So about how far away was it? It was anywhere from between 12 to 20 inches away. And how do you know he was shot at point blank? Mr. Phoenix Wright, I grow tired of this foolish foolery of the foolish fools in this foolish country. Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn? Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn? Gunpowder burn. Remember, gunpowder burn. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Gunpowder exploding is what makes the bullet fire, and that shit gets real hot, pal. Trust me, I burn my fingers all the time. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead. Wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. Stabbed? And what was he stabbed with? A fruit knife. Damn. I see. And whose knife was it? It looks like it belongs to the face, sir. And of course my face fingerprints are all over it. All over it, And this does not look good. What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Wright? How severe was the wound? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. This testimony makes Maya look like she had stabbed him with the intent to kill. Are you sure that he was stabbed first and then shot? Yep, sure as sure can be. One look at the wounds, and you'd come to the same conclusion too, pal. A fool is a fool who only listens to the foolish opinions of the other foolish fools. A pistol shot is to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Doesn't matter, then, which was first. Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix, right? What a pain. That's enough. We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the 2 murder weapons with me today. Very well. The court accepts them into evidence. Pistol added to the court record. Knife added to the court record. The date and time of the death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at this time. And the 2 murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them. This does seem like an open and shut case. Naturally. This is going from bad to worse. As if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. After all, there's no more room left for doubt, is there? That is quite true. Mr. Wright. Yes? Even in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? It's the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose. See, just as I promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You would change your plea in less than 10 minutes. What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justified self-defense? Because now would be the time to do so. This is your final chance. This is a huge decision. Better think this through all the way. If we plead justified self-defense, we would basically be confessing to a murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be destroyed, and she'd be labeled as a murderer. And I can't let that happen. Your Honor, have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright? The defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of a complete acquittal. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective! Yes, sir! Present the final portion of your testimony. The final strike. Yes, sir. Now, see here. Proceedings are run by... Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. Well, shit. Sorry, pal, but there's even more incriminating pieces of evidence. This is the costume that the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. Alright, I always see a contradiction here with this little bit of information. So this costume. There certainly is evidence of a back spray of blood on this. This piece directly links Maya Fey to the crime, sir. I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Alright, Mr. Wright. My fingerprints are on both murder weapons and blood splatters of her clothes. Could this situation get any worse? What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. To think that this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with your tail behind your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name. It's kind of disturbing. Objection! What? 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 Your Honor, this statement contradicts the evidence. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. Huh? Really? Objection denied. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. Whoops. That didn't go so well. Yeah, no it didn't. Maya's costume? Yeah, and she was wearing this when we arrested her. Maya, she's wearing her channeling costume today too. Is she really not allowed to wear anything else? This blood on the costume. The lab results show that it was the victim's blood. So there is blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes. Definitely not good. Were there any other clues that you could glean from this piece of evidence? Well...
Objection!
If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad. Not enough time. Time to move on. Oh, yes. Ms. Von Karma is perfectly correct. Now even the judge is on her side. But if I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do? That's what I need to do. Why is Ms. Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. I don't know. Maybe it's that sleeve with a hole in it? There must be a clue on this costume somewhere. I just have to look harder. The fucking sleeve. Mr. Wright, Ms. Von Karma's logic is perfect. There is no way for you to poke a hole in it. The fucking sleeve. Looks like my time is up. So about the costume. There's one little thing. It's the sleeve. Your Honor. Actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence. It's the sleeve. What? What are you talking about, pal? It's the sleeve. Well, where's this problem that you're talking about? I've come this far. There's no turning back now. The problem that I have with this piece of evidence is here. It's a frickin' sleeve!
Take that!
Like I've been saying for the past minute. I asked the court to please take a look at the sleeve of the costume. The sleeve. The sleeve? The sleeve. There's a tiny hole here. In the sleeve. A hole? Yeah, but that wasn't in the report. Hold on. What's this around a hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Gunpowder? No one ever told me. A hole that smells of gunpowder. It looks like I found the hole that I was looking for. It was in the sleeve! Your Honor, the only logical conclusion that you can make is that this must be a bullet hole. In the sleeve! Order! 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 This is a very grave matter. It's best that we correct the court record first before anything else. Now I can present it. Yeah, sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of this evidence still holds. And no, it doesn't. Continue with your testimony that just now was a fluke, nothing more.
Objection!
How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. Well, while I agree that it is a mistake on the part of the police, what Prosecutor Von Karma has said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definitive problem with the evidence, then... No way! Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony. Yes, sir.
Objection!
There we go. Detective Gick... Detective Gick. Gick Gumshoe. Gick Dumbshoe. God damn it. I'm tired. Oh well. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes? Having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling. You said that my client killed a person who was, without a doubt, was not fighting back. Yeah, I did. Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole that you police overlook supposed to mean? What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is this what it means to not fight back? Yeah, you're right. It would seem that way. If the victim tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything. All right. The wind seems to be shifting. Ha! What was that? Are you finished yet? Laugh. Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Miss Von Karma? It seems that Maya Fey was shot at by the victim. However, that is the only grounds enough to support justified self-defense plea. That is correct. But I'm sure that you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty. Now that you... Why, that's right. Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all. No! Son of a bitch! Well, yes, that's true. Furthermore, just the fact that there is a bullet hole in this costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense. How so? Ow! Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information that we acquired added in, of course. Huh? You mean by myself? You want me to put together the scenario all by myself? Ow! Yes, sir! Right away, sir! During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. And of course, the victim used the last bit of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were still fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and then ended it. Well, fuck. The scenario you have put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Almost right. Just by listening, it does all make sense. However, I won't give up that easily. Please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, if you please. I am going going to do this.
Objection!
Yeah, that's right. Okay, because if they were up close, then there should be burn marks on the clothing. Missing the tiny hole in this costume will be the prosecution's undoing. Eh? What do you mean? This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. You said that the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where is the gunpowder burn on this costume? Gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Oh! But there's not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other.
Objection!
I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think that you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed away the defendant away. And it was then that they were separated that he fired. How was that?
Objection!
As if that was even possible. According to this testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Well, then, that's right. The defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space in between the doctor and herself. And then, while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There, that should satisfy even you. That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright? I must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here. Concentrate and think. As always, we bullshit our way through everything. There is a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor. Your Honor. Flaw? Ugh. Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between him, but oh god. She put some distance in between them before rushing to make the final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took a shot? There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking. That's a very good question. Folding screen?
Take that!
Yeah, folding screen. Okay. Bullshitting my way through everything. This is a piece of evidence that destroys your logic. What is that? A folding screen? I would like to point to the court's attention to this hole in the folding screen. It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Who? Where? What? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please. Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, and then it hit the folding screen. It passed through a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means when the shot was fired, Maya, I mean the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. Order! Order! This changes everything. Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he first fired the shot. And the bullet hit this folding screen. It hit at this location about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area.
Take that!
She was standing here, near the folding screen. But wait a second. We know that the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of this bullet hole. But how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? That's impossible. But why? You, of all people, should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there would be a gunpowder burn present. However, there is nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume. Ah! Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You. I believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing a ways away from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think that this changes the defendant's situation? Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution's claim has that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with the knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at that time? It's squatting all the way by the folding screen. Exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason. Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should be in the blast radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix, right? Oh god, she's getting kinky on us. To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had such a tough time with you. You amuse me. Why am I doing voices? Of all the things to inherit, why did it have to be that smarmy smile? Detective, how dare you damage my perfect logic? Huh? How is it my fault? You can start by repairing your. You can start repairing your standing by first removing that 3-stand goatee. Oh, and the rest assured your punishment will come later. But punishment? Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can to take of this detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness. The next witness? That's gotta be Lotta. Very well. The court will now take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness. To be continued. Alrighty guys, so that is going to be it for this episode. So if you somehow like this video, go ahead and hit that like button if you want. And if you want to see more videos and stay up to date with the channel and whatnot, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And as always, I'll see all of you in the next episode. So please, take care, and as always, have yourself a wonderful day.